It's my pleasure to introduce our final honoree, Rosalin Acosta, who's the Secretary of Labor and Workforce Development for the Commonwealth, a very challenging and important job to have right now. Secretary Acosta is a role model and inspiration and a highly effective leader in a position to make an enormous impact. We're thrilled to honor her tonight, so please give her a warm welcome.
Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to be here with you. It's wonderful to be here with you tonight. I want to thank Eva and all of your wonderful staff at MIRA Coalition. You are doing so many important things. You have been and you continue to. I also want to thank all of you that are listening today, and those of you that gave me the honor of being recognized tonight. I want to recognize my fellow honorees, Dr. Duflo, Representative Moran, which is busy doing a roll call right now, which is great. State employees never stop working. And Andrew Sawyer, thank you so much for doing all that you do every single day. As you just heard, yes, I am an immigrant. I immigrated to this country from Cuba when I was 3.5 years old. And, you know, I think there's a lot that I've taken from that experience. And frankly, that experience of an immigrant informs my daily decision-making, and everything I do and see, I see through those eyes. Honestly, to be in this position right now at this moment in time where we're all making history, all of us are thinking about what are we contributing, even before this horrific events of the George Floyd heinous murder. We were in a historic moment with this pandemic where we were really forced to do things that were very unnatural to us. And certainly for me as a Latina, not being able to hug, not being able to be around my family, and not being able to see my 90-year-old mother that's in assisted living and haven't seen her in almost 3 months now. These are very difficult things. I feel blessed and honored to be part of the governor's cabinet in a time like this. I think I probably would have been going a little nutty if I wasn't part of the solution, and having the honor to really be able to bring some solutions to the Commonwealth. As you all know, unemployment has just skyrocketed this past month. We went from one of the best economies Massachusetts has ever seen at 2.8% to an unemployment rate of 15.1%. That's an enormous, enormous escalation. And unfortunately, what we see, as we see in every economic recession, and Dr. Duflo spoke about it earlier in her comments, is a disproportionate effect on our Black and Latino communities, and specifically our immigrant communities that are left without any of the federal safety nets or state safety nets that we're able to offer so many others. And we are, in a place where, our Latino and Black brethren are considered, many of those jobs that have gone away have been in the essential worker space. And some of these jobs will not come back. So there are jobs that will absolutely not come back. So how are we going to move from this super high unemployment to reemployment? And those are the things that our office now is, obviously our office is looking at, and the fact that we really do need to bring a lot of things virtually. So we have to strengthen our ESOL and AB offerings. We know that. We know that we also have to make sure that we equalize access to training. And one of the biggest obstacles that we always saw in our mass hire career centers was transportation. People couldn't come to us for training. And frankly, this pandemic has forced us to have more virtual access, virtual workshops. So now more people can access these trainings. And we have to continue working with community-based organizations like MIRA to make sure that whatever policies we decide on, whatever policies that we think are effective, we're working with our community to make sure that we're making the right decisions, and they actually are touching the community that we mean to touch. So I'm extremely honored to be here today. We have a lot of work ahead of us. This is a very solemn time for our country, and I know that I have been very affected by everything that has happened over these past couple of weeks. But I am also an eternal optimist. I do believe that our country is in a moment of reckoning, and I do believe that I'm hoping anyway that something is shifting, and that we're all paying attention, and that November is coming, and November is almost here. And we have to do absolutely everything we possibly can to make sure that we're making a difference this year. And that's the only way to make change happen. It's with stamina and resolve, and that great immigrant stock credo of failure is not an option, and we have to move forward. And there's no failure here. We cannot fail in our mission. So thank you again for honoring me tonight. This has been truly wonderful. I've spoken in front of a MIRA audiences before, and I'm always so touched by the work that's going on here. So thank you, Eva, for all you're doing and for carrying this mission for so many years.